Hey friends, this is Mike. I want to talk to you about photographs and how to date old photographs. Every time I come across a cool photograph and I use these tools to date it, it makes me want to share how that works. So I was recently in an antique shop and I love going to these places and I look for old photographs. They're getting harder and harder to find, honestly. And I look for photographs that might be interesting in terms of trying to date. So I came across this one that had the Alamo in the background. And it was taken in San Antonio, Texas, obviously. And it was black and white. And around the border of it, it said January of 1957. So I could tell what the date was, but I want to try and run it through some of these tools to see it. So you can see here on screen that it's a beautiful picture of a couple standing in front of the Alamo. There's a gentleman walking in the background, and the Alamo looks pretty run down, as it probably looked in 1957. First thing I did was I took it to ChatGPT, and in ChatGPT you can upload a photograph, and this is a great thing to do for any photographs that you have. Uploaded to ChatGPT, and immediately came back and it dated it as 1958. Now, the way that it did that is it looked at the clothing that the woman was wearing, the purse she had, the way that she did her hair, the way the print itself looked, the dimensions itself, and the fact that it was in black and white kind of gave away the technology that was in use at the time the photograph was taken. And of course the Alamo was in the background, and ChatGPT was able to recognize the features of the Alamo, and it called them WPA features, the Work Projects Administration, I think. But it was a 1930s era program where people were given work mainly to combat the effects of the Depression, and one of the WPA projects was things that were done to the Alamo. And I guess ChatGPT could tell the way the grounds were, the grass was, the way the things looked in the Alamo, which is pretty cool that it was 1958. And it also said, which is kind of funny, it said, if you want to send me a close-up of the shoes of both the man and the woman, that it could probably narrow it even further, maybe get closer to the actual date on the photograph of January 1957. So that's what ChatGPT did. I'm not recommending ChatGPT. There's so many wonderful tools out there now that you can use. Gemini, Grok. I don't even want to get started. There's just different tools that you might like and want to use. But the thing is, you can upload photographs and do this, so that's fun. Then I took it and I put it into MyHeritage.com, which is basically a genealogy website. MyHeritage.com took the same photograph without the border, so I didn't use the border for ChatGPT because I didn't want to give away that clue. Did the same thing with MyHeritage.com, and it came back almost right away. As soon as you upload it, it does kind of a date estimate, and it said 1958. Now, of course, it also said plus or minus 6 years, which is, I guess, how they protect themselves. But spot on, really. Now, it didn't tell me how it reasoned to do that. It was kind of fun to see in ChatGPT the process it went through and the reasoning that it did to arrive at 1958. MyHeritage.com just makes that decision. So that was great, but then I did something else in MyHeritage.com which I really like. They have a wonderful colorization tool that you can use. And so I did it, and you can see it here on the screen, the colored version of that same photograph. To me, that looks amazing. It added detail not only to the man and woman in the picture, but also to the guy walking in the background. He was walking back and forth. I tried colorizing it, by the way, with a different program. I initially uploaded the photograph, by the way, using Photomyne. So Photomyne is another tool that I use, I love. It does a great job of digitizing very high quality files of a picture when you use it. So I uploaded it with Photomyne first, then put it in ChatGPT and put it into MyHeritage.com. But I think MyHeritage.com did a slightly better job of colorizing it than Photomyne did. Photomyne does that also. They both did a really good job, but Photomyne, for some reason, missed the guy in the background. So everything's colorized, the man, the woman, the grass, whatever, but the poor dude in the background is still in black and white. With MyHeritage.com, it got that guy. So that's just my 2 cents here real quick tonight. I wanted to share this with you. I'll probably add this as a blog to my blog post at mylegacy.com is my website, www.mylegacy.com. There you can find my blog. I'll add this as a blog post, but there's some other cool things up there that you might want to use. I also have a short PDF, which kind of goes through the best choices to make in terms of getting external hard drives for your photographs and to store all your important data. It used to be that we had everything on a computer. Now I like the whole concept of external hard drives and using the cloud. That's it. Thank you very much. Appreciate you listening. Bye-bye.